We're here today with District Elder and Dr. Gregory Allen of New Faith Apostolic Church, here to talk about his excellent school, Great Expectations. How are you doing today, Doctor?
I'm doing great. How are you, Pastor Davis?
I'm doing wonderful.
Yes.
If you can just let our audience know a little bit about your school.
Okay. I am the director of Great Expectations Christian Homeschool. And what we do here at Great Expectations is our goal is really to exceed the expectations of parents. We understand how important education is, and we like not only to educate our children, but to give them an education that is supplemented by a Christian education, and also to make sure that our children are in a safe environment, that they're in a loving environment, and that school is fun for them.
Excellent. Can you share with us a little bit of how this vision came about? How was birthed in you to bring this vision to pass?
Yes, it started because I saw in a lot of young people, in various churches and just meeting them, that many of them were not prepared to take the ACT and the SAT test. So when it came time for college, either they weren't able to get in at all, or their choices were limited. So one of the things we want to do at Great Expectations is make sure that our children have options. We have a 4-year-old right now. When he started at the school, he was not reading at all. He did understand his phonetic, alphabet, so he could pronounce those, but he wasn't reading. Now he's reading at, one of his teachers said, what amounts to second grade education. He started in June, and now we're in March. So in a very short time, he's come a long way. So I'm really happy and proud about him, and also so thankful for his mom, Sister Ashley, and her being here.
That's awesome. So let me make sure I heard you correctly. Did you state that this young man's 4 years old and he is now reading at a second grade level?
Yeah, we have one of our teachers has 17 years experience at the Chicago Public Schools as a second grade teacher, and she is the one who told me that he's reading at a second grade level, that he's doing second grade work, and she's very happy and proud of him and what he does. And she's a retired teacher, but she's come to work along with us, and we're just really grateful for that.
That is phenomenal. Well, let us shift gears a little bit and bring in the mom. Ashley, so glad that you had the opportunity to sit with us. Now, what brought this school to your attention, and why you want to bring your son Ashton to Great Expectations?
Well, initially, Ashton had been in a private school, and it was a lot of behavior issues, not so much as in him acting out, but they said he cried a lot, and they got speech in, and they got everybody in, and they said maybe it was a hearing issue, and it was some learning issues, but I knew him to be very bright, so I didn't believe that it could have been a learning issue. And so when this became about, there was the other lady that came in, another first lady who came in and said she had been doing homeschooling for her kids, and I think once the conversation started and all the information came out as to what was available in homeschooling, there was something I didn't know about. So to know that this was being offered at my own church, and then someone in my community was offering this and my son could be a part of it, it was something I wanted him to join.
That's excellent. So you're a member of New Faith as well?
Yes.
Excellent. So let me just piggyback off of what you just stated. The former school thought that your son had a disability or several disabilities, but since he's been here at this school, he's now reading at the second grade level.
Yes, they had thought that maybe it was a hearing issue. He has speech pick him up through the community and speech time maybe once a week. He made a little bit of progress. It was gradual. I did see some improvement, but they never could pinpoint what the issue was. But ever since he has came here, his behavior is not an issue. I mean, he's a regular 4-year-old, so some days are better than others. But as far as the issues he had before, none of it is present now.
That is awesome. Well, in my own personal, over 23 years of education working with young people in the south suburbs and also in the city of Chicago Public Schools, that type of growth in that shorter span is just phenomenal, and technically in reality is not really heard of. And so I encourage our listening audience to really take a great look at Great Expectations. She is here sharing with us her own personal story, and hopefully that you can come and be a part of the Great Expectations, and you will have a personal story to share with the director and also the audience at large.
Well, thank you. One of the other things I like to say too about the school and what we plan for the children is that once they get to a 3rd grade level in reading and math, that we plan on starting them on computer coding. Ashton right now is working on adding numbers up to a sum of 10. So he is, at 4 years old, he's moving a little faster than I even expected him, and I had great expectations and still do for him. But we understand that we're in a global society, and that that math and science are 2 subjects that our children are lacking in.
Definitely.
So, and that information technology is big. Mathematicians are supposed to be one of the greatest, one of the best, careers one could have, and also software engineers. So we want to prepare them for those things. At the same time, we want to make sure that, his grammar, his reading is good. He knows all the parts of speech. He's been taught different pronouns. He was reading the book, Adam and Eve, and as he's reading the book without anyone asking him, he looked at the word himself. He said, "That's a reflexive pronoun."
Wow.
So he just kind of blows me away sometimes on some of the things he knows and he's learning. And he's learning, he picks up quickly, but he's in a type of atmosphere where we do different things with him to help him to learn. One day last week, we had a treasure hunt with him. So we taught him some words that he didn't know, and they were part of the clues in the treasure hunt. And he combined those with the words he already knew. He was able to find the treasure and got rewarded. The other thing that we do also is we teach him that whoever he's working with, that they're part of the same team. So we constantly tell him, and now I don't tell him anymore that, we're on the same team. He's telling me that we're on the same team. I said, well, what happens if I win sometime? He said, that's okay because we're on the same team.
That's awesome. Well, let's pause right here. I don't think we've shared with our audience your address. And so they got all this information, but they don't know where to send their child. So let's share with them the address of where you are, and so they can definitely send their child to your place.
Okay, we're at New Faith Apostolic Church is where we have the classes, 7928 South Ashland Avenue. If you think you have any type of transportation issues, please tell us. For next year, we plan on doing more in terms of the school's growth. And also, if there's anything at all that you think you would like to know about the school or about homeschooling, homeschooling is definitely growing. It's the biggest, fastest growing type of education in the United States at this time. and people are understanding it because of safety issues, because of cultural issues, you know, that homeschooling is a way for parents to really guard the education of their children.
Can you tell them the hours of your school?
Yes, we're Monday through Friday, from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Yeah, now, next year, you know, we know that there are some parents who may need to have their children here earlier, or they may need to stay later. So we're in the process of making those things happen.
I don't think you shared with the phone number.
No, I didn't.
Yes.
Okay, so the phone number is 773-988-9800. That's 773-988-9800.
And what level of students do you service? What ages?
Yeah, right now, we're trying to keep them at the 4, 5, 6-year-old grade level. We're willing to go higher, but it will be based on, you know, each child. And we'd have to see, you know, exactly where that child was and what the parent was looking for. You know, we believe that the parents have a definite say in the education of their children. So we like to know what the parents are looking for, you know, when it comes time to educate their children.
Excellent. Well, we're here with Dr. Allen, and he's very modest. He didn't say anything about his own educational background, but we know of Dr. Martin Luther King at the age of 16. Dr. Martin Luther King went to Morehouse University. Well, Dr. Gregory Allen, also at the age of 16, he didn't go to Morehouse, but he went to the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign. So we have a very modest person here, but very educated and definitely knows the value of education, and therefore he's very much concerned about our children and also equipped with the knowledge in order to further facilitate the educational process of your little ones. So please send your children here to Great Expectations. I guarantee you, your expectations will be greater than you ever could expect.
Thank you so much, Pastor Davis.
You're welcome, Doctor. Thank you, Ashley. Wonderful job. And please encourage more of your friends who have children around their age to send their children here so that they can reap the same benefits that you have reached.
Thank you.